Hey everyone, as we kick off the last few trading sessions of 2021, we can expect certainly lower equity volume and participation on average. But I wanted to point out something that I think is just still really relevant and important to be aware of. And, we continue to hear this talk, and I actually agree with this, that we have a few mega cap tech stocks that are basically carrying the market. And that is true for in a lot of different ways of looking at things. But one of the things I like to do a lot is sort of equally weight things. So I like to equally weight things like uh, the S&P 500 in different sectors and different parts of the market, and do ratio charts and relative things and all sorts of stuff like that. That gives you the perspective needed. And so one thing you can do, and this is really kind of what's bullish here, at least for the near term, is the S&P equally weighted technology ETF. So basically, this is like if you were to take the tech sector of the S&P 500 and you were to equally weight each stock inside that sector. Remember, the S&P is a market cap weighted sector. So if you look at this here, this is the RYT, and I'll show you this on the weekly chart in a minute, which is even more important. And you can see that we've had this equally weighted S&P ETF essentially, break above resistance in the mid October, late October actually of this year. Retested it again, and the path that leads to resistance here, if we were to see any further upside movement in the broader market, would probably be higher for tech. So the point of this analysis too is that it's not just a few tech stocks that are doing this. Otherwise, it would just be the QQQ. But even if you equally weight the tech space, it looks like this. And now I want to do two more things. First, I want to give you the perspective here on the weekly chart. So if you make this a weekly chart and you look at this, you can see that last week we had what's called a bullish outside reversal week. Now, again, it was week of the Christmas holiday. We are now at the very last trading week of the year. But if these gains can hold, it's possible that we have a strong start into 2022. So that's important to understand. And then lastly, I'm going to take the RYT. Again, this is the equally weighted tech ETF. And I'm going to divide it by the RSP. I talked about this a few videos ago. This is the equally weighted S&P 500. And again, I'm making this a weekly chart, so for perspective. And what you can see, and again, I have to zoom out a bit more on this because it's a weekly chart, we continue to see essentially relatively neutral versus the broader market. Tech is since about May of last year, but this in aggregate speaks for relative strength to continue or re-emerge from an equally weighted perspective. So this actually plays really well into what we think 2022 could look like, which is basically we see a very sluggish return for the S&P 500, and quite frankly, I think that's going to be the case for the next 5 to 10 years. But we'll see tech outperform. Now, again, not all tech is the same, but tech as a growth play. We're entering the age, or we are in the age of really, really high growth, where we see exponentially faster growth. And so this chart, I think, plays well not only just for the right here, right now, but also, I think, quite frankly, for the next number of years. So I hope this is helpful, and we'll see you again in the next video.